Greetings, Exiles. The new league is starting soon, and that means it's time to choose a starter build. I don't know about you, but I've made my choice. And it's a Sweep Slayer. I chose Slayer because this ascendancy gives us an area of effect, which is very important for us. Also, we get Overleech, lots of damage, and Mega Culling Strike. Also in 3.25, the developers changed endurance charges, and in addition to additional physical damage reduction, we get elemental damage reduction. That in combination with Masterful Form gives us a lot of defense in the endgame. As for Sweep, it is a very cool skill and I always liked it. I already had a video about it on my channel, but it's time to try Sweep again, especially since the developers buffed it significantly in the new league. Before I get to the summary of this build, its strengths and weaknesses, I would like to make an important clarification. This is not the best build with 1 billion damage and 1 million effective HP. Many slam builds are much better than Sweep, but personally I don't want to play a build where I have to press a lot of buttons all the time. Also, Lightning Strike is a very strong skill that is also better than Sweep, but even my cat knows about Lightning Strike, even though he doesn't play Path of Exile. So I don't want to make another video about Lightning Strike, considering the fact that there are many interesting alternatives. So I don't want to sell you this build and just show you my league starter. But who knows? It might be exactly what you were looking for. But enough yapping, and let's have a look at my POB now. This is day 1 or day 2 gear, and with it I got 2 million DPS. Not a lot of damage, some of you may say, but don't be too quick to judge. First of all, if you look closely at the items, it's a pretty basic gear with life, resistances, and spell suppression. Nothing special or crazy. Also, I use only 2 unique items that cost a few Chaos Orbs each. Also, these are not key items for us, and if you are SSF enjoyer, you can skip them. This build is solo self-found friendly, by the way. And secondly, if you are a real POB warrior, you can activate several checkboxes and thus increase your DPS significantly. So 2 million DPS is the minimum, and in reality these numbers will be higher depending on the situation. So for me this is pretty acceptable damage with pretty mediocre gear. As for our defense, it looks like this. Not crazy numbers, and to be honest I would like to improve it. But when I made POB, I tried to use simple gear that will be affordable for most players. So these numbers are pretty humble, but overall our defense is enough to complete the Atlas and get 4 Void Stones. Before I move on to the next version of POB, where I will show you what this build can do if you invest some currency in it, I would like to say a few words about Sweep and why I chose it. First of all, Sweep got one of the biggest buffs in the new league. Secondly, when I was choosing a melee skill for my starter build, I had 2 main criteria: minimal use of war cries and good map clearing. And with Sweep we don't have to play on piano to maximize damage, and at the same time our map clearing is very solid. With 20% quantity on Sweep Gem, Sand Stance, and some nodes on the skill tree, our AoE looks like this. But that's not all. Don't forget that we are Slayer, and after killing monsters, area of effect will be even bigger. Not bad, right? At the end game, when we have good gear and lots of DPS, we can replace one of our support gem with Awakened increased area of effect support, add 1 cluster, and get a really big AoE. Very nice. Now let's see what Sweep can do with some good gear. This is the damage I like more. Again, POB warriors can play around with checkboxes and increase the damage even more. Also, we have 100% spell suppression chance and ailment immunity. And thanks to our unique amulet, we can activate an extra aura and slightly increase our survivability. I won't bore you with dull POB anymore, because personally I don't like such videos. And let's move on to leveling, because this is the last topic I would like to talk about. There will be a lot of changes in the new league, and unfortunately I can't test now how smooth the campaign will be. But considering the fact that we'll be using Sunder in the first acts, we should have problems, because even now it's a solid skill, and in the new league it will be even better. Also, we can swap to sweep relatively early, and this is also a big pros for me, because I like to use my main skill as early as possible. As always, in my POB you can find a leveling tree and a lot of other useful information. So be sure to check it out. The POB will be in the description for this video. That's all for now, and it's time to say goodbye. Hopefully some of my viewers will take this bait. Thank you all for watching and commenting. I appreciate it. Also, I will be very grateful for your likes and subscriptions. Bye everyone, and see you in the new league.